Yo, what up YouTube? This your boy SP the GOAT, and I'm back at y'all again with another episode of Power, Book 3, Season 5, Raising Kanan. And this one's a little bit different. This is my first trailer breakdown for an episode of any kind, so strap in, it's gonna be a wild ride to see how this unfolds. If you've been rocking with me since day one, you know we always remix the title and call it something else, but this don't happen until after the episode comes out. We do the recap video, and then we come up with something different. But for this one, there's no episode to recap. So even though some things change, most things will stay the same. So you know how we do. Hit that like button, hit that hype button, and subscribe. I appreciate all the love and support and the feedback, and I love y'all back. So with that, let's get into it. Alright, first things first, we got Marvin being the moral compass of the show again, telling Rock she's always doing what she does best, and that's protecting Kanan, cleaning up his messes. And we all know what he's talking about here. He's talking about the fact that she knew the whole time that Kanan was the one that murked Uncle Lou. And Marvin's justifiably pissed here because Rock the entire time was spinning him, telling him first it was unique, and then telling him it wasn't unique, and then telling him to leave the whole thing alone, only for her to put that battery in Marvin's back and tell him it was Kanan that did it in the first place. And I can expect that Marvin will let her know what she did could have caused him his life, because she sent him after Unique, through all of this, knowing full hell well that it was Kanan. Later in the trailer, we can see Marvin at Lou's grave with a bottle of Henny sitting right next to the headstone. He's probably telling Lou how he beat the brakes off of Kanan for what he did to him, and Lou's probably down there looking up and is nodding his head saying, you know, thank you. On the other hand, Lou is probably thinking we should have never had Kanan in the game in the first place. Then we got Breeze trying to school Kanan on how he would look in the streets if the street soldiers looked at him with his face looking like some tenderized steak. Now this is smart because if Kanan goes in front of them, somebody might get the idea that Kanan is food and he's not the person to listen to in these streets. So this is Breeze actually trying to protect his brother, and I'm doing air quotes, I know y'all can't see my fingers, but he's protecting his brother's reputation on the streets here. But then you got Kanan looking like Billy D. Lump Lump, talking about he want to hit back and show people who he is, but Breeze is about to introduce Kanan to the actual game. We see the chessboard, and this is where we finally see the chess metaphor come into the series. First time we saw it was in Season 5, Episode 4, Tricks, when Breeze put a battery in Kanan's back, sent him on Taz's direction over Taz allegedly being short on his money. So Kanan is about to learn more about the game and being strategic for Breeze, but we already know from OG Power when Ghost told Tariq that Kanan was strong but not smart. So we could take from that Kanan didn't really take to the thinking side of the game. He took from his first mentor, Ronnie. And Ronnie was all about brute force. No thought, no plan, no nothing. But Kanan was at least smarter than Ronnie because we saw Kanan take Ronnie out with his own plan without Rock's help, and it worked. But knowing that Kanan is one level above Ronnie doesn't really help because Ronnie was like a Pokemon. He's only got one thing, and that's all he's good for. But then we got Breeze telling Stefano that taking out Joaquin was cutting off Rock at the knees, and Stefano's like, nah. You know what I wash my hair with? Head and shoulders. And I want Rock how I wash my hair. Head and shoulders only. And she still got a neck. I paid for a neck. In short, he's telling Breeze, I asked for a body, and I want a body. Don't do this smart stuff with me. So Project Rock is officially greenlit. But that also lets us know a little bit about Stefano. He is a little kind of like Ronnie in a way, except for his weakness isn't brute force, it's his ego. So Kanan's door gets kicked in, and it looks like the apartment he had back when Crystal told him he needed to move because it was too much going on. And it makes sense that it would be that spot because nobody's taking care of the bike crew now that OC, Taz, and Primo are gone. Somebody got to pick up that slack in the business because Breeze put Kanan on the corner. So let's do a quick pause here for a second and just acknowledge that the original trio was not Ghost, Breeze, and Kanan. The original trio was Breeze, Taz, and Kanan. However short-lived it was. But anyway, back on track. How did anybody know he was there? It looked like it was Marvin that kicked in the door because there's a black leather jacket right there. But it also looks like it's the same black leather jacket Marvin had when he was standing at Lou's tombstone with the bottle of Henny. So this might be where we see Uncle Marvin get murked going after Kanan after he beat the orange juice out that boy. Or, hear me out, or it could be Rock's police coming back to that spot to bring him in for his first bid. Because remember, they told him in episode 1 that his days of cooking up in that apartment were done. And this is the first time we're seeing him back at that apartment since then. And now we got your girl Rock. I don't think she fully understands the consequences of her actions. Either that or she don't care. And I only think that because she's only out to do what men couldn't do or wouldn't do in the streets to make her name bigger than any man's has ever rang in the streets. Even if that name is built on the lie that Kanan was the son of one of the biggest drug dealers in Def Con, when he's really the son of Detective Howard. The same Detective Howard that she murked right in front of Kanan to keep that secret and her name louder and bigger on the streets than it needs to be. See, that's Rock's power. If anybody ever found that out, she immediately becomes less powerful than she's ever been in the streets. But somehow, Kanan is still holding on to that power for his mom, not saying anything. And now he kinda can't, now that Breeze is his airboat brother. And maybe that's why she's always interested in trying to keep a lid on Kanan so that other people don't find that out, come after her for all that she's did in the streets in the name of DEF CON. So when Marvin's asking her, how many wars do you want to start? And we see her saying, as many as it takes, it looks like she's at Hafiz's place, because that's the only place that we've seen in this series that looks so ornate like that. Like it's just decked out, it's got everything. So I'm gonna go out on a limb with it and say that she's talking to Hafiz here, saying he's gonna find out. But what is Hafiz about to find out? And that's something I think we're gonna have to find out in this episode. So, all right, y'all, that's the episode. That's the trailer breakdown. Please like, comment, subscribe, and leave your comments, concerns, complaints, moans, groans, frustrations, all in the comments below, and I will read them one by one. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for y'all support, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Gone.